Hello, this is Right Side Trader. Today is July 11th, 2025, and this is my weekly market review. I'm reviewing the NASDAQ 100, that's QQQ, on a quarterly chart, monthly chart, weekly chart, and a daily chart. This is all for educational purposes only, no trade recommendation, because as we all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading. So please check with your financial advisor. Please check with your significant other, and make sure trading is something that is suitable for you. All right, let's jump over to these charts and see what we see. We still see green. Let me maximize this quarterly chart. And we still see green. We're trading at a top. I was trying to see if we was going to break this top. And again, you know, when we're at a top like this, we're forming a doji. This is just still the first, few weeks of the quarter. So again, this is kind of like it's early yet. So we got to see what's going to happen here this month. Let's go ahead and go down to the monthly chart and see what we see there on this monthly chart. As we can see, again, doji at the top. See if we're going to break a top, and I'll go a little bit higher. But we're forming this doji, and it's kind of pushed back a little bit. We are still above the 910 moving average. So again, we are above pivot, so that means we are still in a bull market technically, and we are still looking for things to go higher. It just may take a little time, or we might get a little bit of a pullback. But let's go ahead and go down to the weekly chart and see what we see here. And this is the interesting thing here on this weekly chart. On this weekly chart, we ended up with we did make an all-time. We did make another high this week, but we pushed back down to inside of this previous week candle. We're forming a doji, an inside doji, and all. This would be almost like if this was a red candle. This would be a bearish arami at the top in the right location, but it's green. So, but you got an arami. You got to still look at it. You got an arami up here. It just happened to be green. So again, just be kind of mindful of your trading plans and your trading strategies and what you're doing. But still, we got to look at here on this weekly chart. We still do have higher lows and higher highs, since we did make a new high this week and we are still above the pivot this week. So again, this thing is trying to go higher, but we are at a top. It's going to have a hard time here. So again, this thing can go sideways here for another couple of weeks before it decides it wants to go higher, or it's going to actually do a bigger pullback. So just be mindful of what you're doing and pay attention to what's happening out there on your with your strategies. Let's go ahead and go down to the daily chart and zoom in here and wrap this on up. As you can see, this daily chart, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 5, we had, again, the first couple of days of the week, we ended up trading down here on the lower side of that previous high that we had made. Then finally on Wednesday, the crazy day for me, we did end up making an all-time high, but then the next day we ended up turning red. This is almost would be like an evening star if these candles were a little bit bigger, but it's trading, the body of these candles actually being pretty tight, and we got some nice, pretty good wicks on here. And again, like I say, with this candle being green at this time and in this location, be mindful. If this was a red candle, you would be almost saying, oh, might have a downward trend beginning. Because again, we do have lower highs and lower lows at this time. And come next week, we're going to be opening up near pivot. This white line. That's this white line right here. And the thing is, will we be opening below pivot, or will we be opening above pivot? If we end up opening below pivot, we might end up coming down here to this support 1, since we are beginning to form a little bit of a downtrend in these last 2 days. Again, we didn't break, in the last couple of days, we haven't been able to break the high. So we've been getting lower highs, and we actually been getting lower lows. So be careful, be careful, be careful. This thing might just do a little bit of a pullback, but it is just in a location right now where it can just end up going sideways for a while. And also don't manage your trades accordingly. Don't jump out. Just manage your trades accordingly based on your trading plans and your trading strategies. I think we've done what we need to do up here. And the thing is, when are we going to turn around and go higher, or are we going to make a commitment to the downside and come way down here somewhere and try to maybe fill this gap? I don't know, but that's the only thing that I see that it might want to do, and that'll be a pretty significant drop if it actually does that. And just don't know. But that's why, again, if it starts quacking like a duck, waddling like a duck, it's probably a duck, and you better get out of the way. That's all I'll say, and that's all I have to share at this time. This is Right Side Trader. Hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. Have a good one. Have a good one. Bye. right side trader here. Bye.